Stay connected. Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin is on the air. Talking Golf is brought to you by American Family Insurance, Oak Park Place, Wild Rock Golf Club, Zimbrick European. Also, University Ridge Golf Course, Ridge Top Exteriors, Wisconsin.Golf, Cleary Building Corp, and Nevada Bobs. Now from the new home of TPC Wisconsin in Madison, here are the hosts of Talking Golf. Member of the Wisconsin.Golf Hall of Fame, the legendary Dennis Tiziani, longtime Madison sportscaster Paul Braun, and Wisconsin sports veteran and statewide radio host Mike Heller.
Welcome to another edition of Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin. Along with Dave McCann, our engineer, Dennis Tiziani, Mike Heller, I'm Paul Braun. And guys, we're halfway through our season already. This is our 11th show of the year. And we'll start with the Open Championship. It was played for the 151st time and the 13th time at Royal Liverpool over the weekend. Anybody know who won that tournament?
Yeah, some right-handed player.
Excuse me?
Yeah, well, I was just saying.
Excuse me, who won the tournament?
Well, I believe he was using Titleist clubs, and apparently they do make left-handed equipment.
Titleist clubs.
So.
And it was a left-hander who won the tournament. So today is declared National Left-Handers Day.
Click, click.
Yeah,
that's a totally
big
different
win
story.
right there.
It's a totally different story. Yeah.
I tell you what, though, Dennis and Mike, that's his third win in his career. He's 36 years old. He's kind of hung in there, hasn't he?
36, and I thought, the way he went about that, Dennis. I mean, yesterday's a crap day to play golf in, and he never gave the opportunity for those who wanted to make a run at him to make a run. He stayed within himself, something we talk about Steve doing a lot, and didn't change the way he was going to play the game, and he played it well.
But he had a 5-shot lead, right? So what's his thought? We're going to hit it in the fair. We're not going to play defense, but we're going to play offensive like we did before. Hit it in the fairway, hit it on the green, and he's capable of doing that.
He only was in 2 of those bunkers all weekend, but the more impressive stat, he set a new record with 108 putts in 4 days.
Oh yeah, well you got to putt in order to do that. All these guys hit it good,
Yeah.
You drive for show and you putt for dough. But that's
did
really
you come up with that originally?
Yes, it's an original thought. Never heard that prior to tonight's show.
Plus, he's a PGA Tour player.
There you go. That made you happy.
That's right.
And Mike, you were talking about
Paul and I were talking in advance of this. One of the great things about this game is that he's 5'7" and 150 pounds. And Colin Montgomery might weigh 280. And Andy North was 6'5" or 6'6" or 6'7". There's no size restriction in this. There are other sports in which size is a limiting factor. And in golf, at 5'7", 150, he just won one of the more coveted trophies in all of golf.
Ben Hogan, 5'7". I mean, I stood next to him, and he put his arm around me on this. We took a picture. He said, "Oh, you're a big fellow." I'm only 6 foot tall, But 5'7". But the hands. These guys have strong hands. He got big. You could see his knuckles bulge out and everything else. That he was good. But this young man is a good player. There's no question about it, even though he's left-handed.
You know what? Somebody on Saturday, after he bogeyed 2 holes in a row, hollered at him from the crowd, "You don't have the stones for this game." What would you have said to somebody that said that to you when you were
it'd have been
playing?
a hand thing, and asked them if they could read between the lines, something like that. How you got into that. But, that is something, though. I mean, the heat's on, pressure's on, and where's he from?
Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah,
From Georgia.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
And he's left-handed. I just thought I would mention.
And the idea that he just won a major at 36 and he had won 2 tournaments previous to this all time. This game it's a great humbler, isn't it? I mean, at every level, it will humble you as a kid, as a young adult. You can play in a Thursday league, you can play in a 9-hole men's league, women's league, and get humbled.
We have a history of this thing where guys show up and they win right out of the blue, kind of like.
Yeah.
There was a young fella. He played at in Kent State, and he won that Open. he played when we used to play against Kent State and stuff, and he won that Open. So there's a history of this where these guys show up. But you hit it right on the head, the business of not hit it in those bunkers.
Yeah.
Only
Tiger
two. When he played over there?
None.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He never hit it in a bunker.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You got to be lucky.
And after he completed winning the championship, he did an interview with Todd Lewis of the Golf Channel as they talked about his winning the Open title.
Brian, you came here with a large lead, tough conditions, and many of the world's best trying to catch you. Externally, from our perspective, it looked like you were in total control. I don't know what you were inside. No, mentally and emotionally, how were you able to keep it all together and get the job done?
Yeah, I mean, I was a wreck last night. I mean, I've been a wreck the whole week, but it's just trying to just grind it and not, I kept thinking about something Kirby Smart said. I'm not going to be hunted. I'm going to hunt. I decided to get out and try and take as much control as I could. And when I made a couple putts on the front nine, I felt like it settled down and like I felt like I had a lot of control.
What were you wrestling all week?
Just just future forecasting and worrying about what could happen. And like I said earlier, I was in the shower this morning. I was like, nothing bad has happened yet. Let's get out there. Let's get warmed up. Let's get ready to go, and let's do our best.
I'm sure you've had the belief, but to hold that trophy and to prove to yourself and the world that you're a major champion, how much validation is that for you?
It's been a lot of work. I'm 36 years old. I've put a lot of time, a lot of sacrifice into this game. So to be able to take a minute and just be like, I did it for a week, I did it.
You were a great amateur, great junior player, great college player, two-time Walker Cup member. I'm guessing you probably thought that wins would come much more in your PGA Tour career. You mentioned you're in your mid to late 30s now.
That's right. Over the hill.
Was it worth the wait?
Yes, it was.
Why
yes,
so?
It was. Just all the work. It just feels right. Don't know why. It feels right. I have been frustrated that I haven't won more. I felt like that sometimes that maybe I didn't get the credit I deserve. So it's just nice. Like I said, for a week, it all came together. Putter worked, and got them.
Final thing. I know you've wanted to be on another U.S. team. This is going to put you inside the top 6 in the U.S. Ryder Cup standings right now. You've got a good shot at being on that team. How impactful and how much of a motivation will that be for you?
I've always wanted to be on a team. Zach Johnson's a dear friend of mine, but I've always made a point when Davis has been a captain or Zach's been a captain, we're friends, that I've never tried to push the envelope. I've wanted to earn it and make my play, let my play do the talking, and if it's enough, great, and if not, that's fine too.
Well, I think they're hearing you. Congratulations, Brian.
Thank you.
Possibility, you think he'd be on the Ryder Cup there, Tiz?
Well, a major winner. I mean,
yeah.
You got to give him some consideration. It's proven that he can handle it mentally. What's going on? The pressure's phenomenal. I mean, people watching this from around the world, and you're going to win a tournament. I mean, at what point do you freeze up?
Yeah.
But he's old enough, so he's able to. He's probably been. How many times did he go? 1,000-some tournaments before he did anything.
Yeah.
So he's had time to go ahead and to, prepare certainly.
Well, you two guys have a history with our next guest. Ted Robbins is here. He's a Titleist sales representative. We're going to talk about changing the golf ball, among other things. He's actually with us. He'll be on here live in a couple of minutes. But, Mike, you go all the way back when you...
Well, Dennis goes a lot further back. But, yeah, Ted's been doing this for a long time. He was doing it when I was in as a PGA member in the late 1990s, early 2000s. So he's been one of the things it says, he's old, right? Getting older. I mean, he's been doing this for a while.
You know what we can do? We can ask Ted about dealing with Tiz. I bet there's a few stories there.
I don't know what we can take to the air on some of that.
No. We'll be back on Talking Golf after this time out at TPC Wisconsin.
Can you hear anything?
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how low
I can hear you
goes.
talking.
All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams.
But what the hell?
And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state.
Now we're cooking.
To learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies.
I can't hear you.
Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Do you ever think about how many ways we use the word house? In sports, protect this house. In music, burning down the house. At a restaurant, it's on
Now
the
we're
house.
cooking.
At Cleary, we
this
use
is
it a
normal
little
now.
differently. A house is a house with a storage shed connected. It's the best combo of living space and storage, and we
Gasper,
build
what time
them
did that
every
break
day
start
at
at?
Cleary. Speaking of house, get the best
609,
prices of the
18.
season during the Cleary Open House Sale, August
Is that a
3rd
little
through the
louder over the
5th.
spots?
Visit clearybuilding.com today.
609-18.
Oak Park Place is a proud sponsor of the Golf Effect radio show. While golfers need peace of mind to succeed on the course, Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing the right balance of care centered around an active lifestyle. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
It's time to lock in your tee time at University Ridge Golf Course. Now taking reservations up to 90 days in advance for the 2023 golf season. Book at universityridge.com. Proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship, University Ridge is a course for everyone with tees ranging from 5,000 to 7,200 yards. Even if you don't have time to play, stop out and play on the free putting course or pay $20 to hit practice balls for an hour on our grass tee practice range. Play where the Badgers and the pros play in 2023.
When it comes to golf, being the best takes years of hard work, focus, and love of the game. It's no different for Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 20 years, transferring our neighbors' homes with new roofs, siding, and windows has been par for the course, and we've mastered our craft. For a free estimate, go to ridgetopexteriors.com. Affordable roofing, siding, and windows, plus award-winning customer service. Get your estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com and let them know Ridgetop Larry sent you.
Looking for new equipment? TPC Wisconsin has a team of certified fitters that have been ranked top 100 club fitters by Golf Digest, Titleist, Ping, and Mizuno. TPC Wisconsin fitters use science, art, technology, and ball flight to determine the best equipment for your swing. To schedule your private fitting experience, contact Dylan Parisi at 608-249-1000. Learn from the best. Get better. Only at TPC Wisconsin. We're back at TPC Wisconsin along with Dennis Tiziani, Mike Heller. I'm Paul Braun, and joining us now is Ted Robbins, a Titleist sales representative. Ted, you got any stories you can tell on Tiz, and how many you've probably been dealing with him for what, more than 30 years or more?
Since 1990 when I moved out, and I was a 24-year-old young buck with hair. And we're at an event, I remember this vividly, at North Shore Country Club in Mequon, and the Titleist rep, Artie Weller at the time, and Denny were at the scoreboard having a very heated debate, and I don't even remember what it was about, but needless to say, I changed my underwear, and I was like, what did I get myself into out here? But it was Artie was very passionate about golf, as Dennis was, and growing the game, and learned a lot from both those gentlemen over the years. So I remember that my first year out here. So
1990. We go back into the 70s with Titleist.
Yeah, you're a 45-year Titleist staff member.
Yeah, 45 years with them.
That's got to be one of the older ones in the state, isn't it?
It is. And the country, actually, probably, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Were you there? Were you the guy who gave me the clubs when we won the match play championship down in, what's the name of the town just south of us here? Just played the women's amateur there.
At Janesville?
Janesville, yeah. Were you the guy?
I had to be if you won. I'll take credit for it.
But I didn't have any clubs. It was Artie.
It was probably Artie.
Yeah, I didn't have any clubs. I had my driver and my putter. That's all I had. He brought clubs for me to play.
Yep.
So I was taking the plastic off as I was playing against Tony Wallen. Now that I remember now, it's Tony Wallen. And he just couldn't get over the fact that, what is this guy doing? He had clubs. He's taking the plastic off and he's playing.
And hitting balls with his dress shoes on the first tee,
sure.
right?
Well, there's a reason for that, but
yeah.
See, I always say we have average talent, great equipment.
That's
how
right.
you win.
We got
exactly what it is.
Yeah. Well, it has been very good. I mean, the service that they provide is second to none. I mean, we get stuff here. They're on that 5 or 10 day plan or whatever they get. They get clubs right away in the fittings. Isn't Travis in that?
Travis, yeah.
Larry's in that program, and it's been really good. I can remember one call I made out there. I was looking for something, and the head guy answered the phone.
Wally Uline.
Wally Uline, and he says, "Dennis, how's it going?" I said, "Gee, I just calling for." No. You've been with me for over 40 years. You're part of the family, he said. The head dude of the thing took my call. Can you imagine that? So there you go. It's kind of cool.
You know what I've learned, Paul, and it didn't take long, but when Dennis starts a story and then he stops, I can't go any further, don't ask him while the microphones are on to continue the story.
Ask him after it's over.
If he stopped for a reason, he stopped for a reason. So, Ted, let me ask you about the entire industry is going to react to the golf ball conversation as we roll forward. Where does it sit? You're in the industry. Where does the talk of the golf ball on the tour and limiting flight or things of that nature, where does that stand as we sit now?
Well, not very schooled on the tour players and where they're at, but as a manufacturer, I mean, there's a lot of entities that enter into this distance. The players are in a really, really good shape now.
Yeah.
The courses are fast. They're cut better. They're manicured better. The equipment also is better besides the golf ball. There's a lot of new materials out there. So we don't know where it's going as a company. Knowing my company, I'm sure that in our manufacturing facility, we have golf balls that are going to go shorter distances. And I'm sure we're ready for it if it comes. But we certainly don't. I don't think we want it to come. We like where the game's at right now. The scoring averages are not really changing, even though players are hitting it. And like Danny said earlier, putt for dough.
Yeah,
that still holds true.
It's just more people shooting lower, but that 68, 69 scoring average is the same.
Yeah,
it's not any. And I've never known a player that I taught that wanted to hit it shorter.
Right.
Yeah.
So wait a minute here now. How do we do this? Are we? They're still shooting low scores, but, they've changed those irons that are these 226-yard 6-irons. That's still bothersome, But,
yeah.
But
we're trying to get him over to that age.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
What do you think overall the manufacturer's reaction to all of this is? I mean, you mentioned obviously everybody would prefer that it wouldn't happen, right?
Yeah, I think we would. I mean, our manufacturing facilities would have to, change dramatically to do that, to make golf balls go shorter. But we've been at the USGA limits for golf balls in distance for a long time. 252 feet per second, plus or minus 5%. That's been that way since I've been a sales rep. So the golf balls are not going longer as far as that goes. The USGA limits go, but players are hitting it further.
We could do something really drastic. You could start from the green, and you go back 150 yards, and that's where the rough starts, right in the fairway.
Yeah.
So you can only hit it that far.
That's course design, but that's a...
Well, I'm saying that if you really want to go ahead and do it,
right.
I'll give everybody... Because really, I mean, if you shorten up it's going to shorten for everybody.
Right.
So the disparity is going to be the same.
Yep.
Some guy's going to, instead of hitting 130, now is going to hit 160. And this guy, instead of hitting 100, is going to hit 130. So I would start at the green, make a little in the front, and then 100 yards of rough. So that if you hit it too far, well, then you're in the rough. It's a whole different ballgame.
Ted, let me ask you a question. Let me take you into the golf shop because he'll go off on this and we'll never get it back on the rails. If I take you into the golf shop and pick out 5 golfers, how do they determine what golf ball they go to? Because, Pro Vs, Pro V1X, how do they determine, how do you help them determine what golf ball they should hit?
Yeah, so Paul and I were talking on the driving range one day. And this is the fun part of our job, but we manufacture, when we ball fit on performance. So we're going to take out price and color and all those things out of the equation. Now, that comes into play. But when you're out playing golf, you're trying to shoot a low score, and that's what we try to fit everybody into, and that's why Pro V1 and Pro V1X tend to be the 2 golf balls that are most selected for people to play. But how we do that is based on, and we start, like Denny just said, we start at the green and we work our way back. So it's the tee shot is not really, you have 14 of them no matter what you're playing, but you're hitting a lot of shots into the green, and having that ball stop closer to the flagstick is what we try to do. if you get closer to the flagstick, you make more putts. So what we try to do is talk to players about that, and also about playing a consistent ball all the time. So I find a lot of players, they stand from 150 yards, you hit a 7-iron, they're never going to just pull out a 5-iron just because. But if they're playing a low-spin golf ball versus a performance ball, that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then they fly the green, and they're like, what happened?
Let's break this down a little bit. For an example, what does swing speed have to do with golf balls?
Yep. So swing speed actually has nothing to do with golf ball selection. And that's one of the things one of our competitors touts it. But if you really think about it, if you're a golfer and you think, oh, I'm going to play a shot that's, this golf ball's an 80-mile-an-hour shot. Well, what happens if you're hitting a 30-mile-an-hour shot? Does that golf ball know not to work?
Yeah.
Sure. So you can't do that. And also the other thing I say is, and I usually bring Steve Stricker into play because everybody loves Steve. And I say, Steve and you all have the same swing speed. And they look at me like, what do you mean? But I say, well, you have a 30-mile-an-hour shot around the green, and you have a 60-mile-an-hour shot around the green, and you go back to 80 and 100. Now, you may not hit Steve's driver swing speed or some of these tour players, but golfers all have the same swing speed on different shots, whether you're a tour player, a senior, a lady, a junior, anything. So, and we've been manufacturing golf balls for 85 years, and the golf ball does not know who's hitting it.
Yeah. Did it used to impact its swing speed at any point before the technology?
So it didn't, but remember back when we used to make 80 compression and 90 compression, and 100 compression balls. So we did that from a manufacturing, so that golf ball box would be a more consistent product in the box.
Yeah.
And it was really based on feel. So now when you go into our facilities, it's humidity controlled. They're wearing hair nets. It's a very scientific situation you're in, and all of it's controlled to make golf balls feel. And a compression sorting we don't need to do it anymore because we're getting so good at it.
So on Thursday, it's going to be 97, 98 degrees in Wisconsin. Would the golf ball be different there than if you're playing an October round and it's 48 degrees and you're dumb enough to be out playing anyway?
Yeah, so it does not. Weather does not really affect a golf ball unless it takes 6 hours to change the temperature of the core. So if you go out and it's 32 degrees or below and you leave your golf balls in your trunk and they're out there for over 6 hours,
there we go.
You're playing a frozen golf ball. It's going to change the playability.
We're chatting with Ted Robbins of Titleist. Should a golfer consistently use the same kind of ball, and how does he pick what's best for him?
Yeah, so they really should. Again, and money comes into play on that equation a little bit, but like I mentioned, when you're standing at 150 yards and you hit a 7-iron, if you play whatever's in your ball bag and you drop it, and one's a low spin ball and you're flying the green, and the next ball you hit is a performance ball and you end up on the green, those differences, if you play the same ball all the time, you're going to eliminate inconsistencies, which is what we recommend players do, is eliminate inconsistencies in your swing. You get teaching from PGA golf professionals. You try to make your swing the same. We try to do the ball the same. We try to make the same ball over and over and over. So no matter when you play that Pro V1, it's going to perform the same all the time.
So one last question. I hope I don't get in trouble here. The balls that are sold out of the golf shop that have been harvested from ponds. And have you ever done that? Have you ever sold the golf balls that we find?
I can answer that one.
Please.
Seriously, before you answer that, Tiz, over the years.
I wasn't asking Tiz.
No, wait a minute. Do you think collectively it would be outrageous to say you may have picked 50,000 golf balls?
Oh, yeah. And buried another 200, 300,000.
But are those balls any good?
So being in a wet condition for a long period of time is not good for a golf ball. Being in hot and cold conditions off and on for a long time, which is what happens in water, is not good for a golf ball. The trunk of your car really is not good for golf balls. Hot to cold, hot to cold.
But we sell them for $15 a dozen, not $60 a dozen. Come on, whatever.
Yep.
But there's a big difference in the ball, judging from my buddy there, Steve-O, there's a difference in Titleist from 5 years ago, those changes for him are different. they spin different, especially off his putter. So he was able to go ahead to work with what they've got going, and to his point, you find that ball that works for you that they have,
Right.
and but it is by far the most consistent ball, that I've played at least throughout all the years. And I think back of all the guys that I played with, and I looked over there, and Ben Hogan played his ball after he put his name on that deal, but before that he played a Titleist.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a reason why 75% of the world's best players play our product
Absolutely.
on the worldwide tour. It's because, and I mentioned to you, we're a manufacturer of golf balls. We don't assemble golf balls.
You're right.
So from a powder finish to end product, we make every single piece of it. The hobs that put the dimples on the balls, we make those. So every piece and part of the golf ball manufacturing process is controlled and operated by a Titleist employee.
Really good. Hey, it's great to see you, and I know you've been out here and will continue to be as TPC opens a week from tomorrow.
It's beautiful.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
And I think you have a Rock the Range event coming up here next
Coming
week
up.
as well.
Yeah, we'll have all our new equipment and irons out there, and our great fitters with Travis and Dylan. And
we'll have to have you back and talk about the other equipment, not just
anytime.
the golf balls.
Love to.
All right?
Ted, it's really good to
that'd
see you.
be really good, yeah.
Thanks for stopping out to see us.
You got to get a haircut.
Mike, I think we got to start a campaign to get a discount on those balls.
He was already discounting them. I didn't mean to bring up a sore spot here. It's all good.
We'll be back on Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin after this timeout.
A new year, and maybe it's time for new equipment. If yes, Nevada Bob's is the place to go. Jeff and Max are the fittest fitters around, and they can set you up from driver to putter and everything in between. And anything else golf-related, wheel and deal with Joel.
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When you're looking for an amazing golf experience, look no further than Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells. This stunning championship course offers unforgettable views from elevated tee boxes with greens that roll fast and true. Cut from the natural beauty of the Dells, Wild Rock is truly a sight to behold. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is a unique gem that offers challenges for all skill levels. Enjoy the Wild Rock experience. Do yourself a favor by booking your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
Oak Park Place is a proud sponsor of the Golf Effect radio show. While golfers need peace of mind to succeed on the course, Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing the right balance of care centered around an active lifestyle. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
This is Gary D'Amato, senior writer for Killarney Golf Media and Wisconsin.Golf. Visit Wisconsin.Golf for the latest in golf news and feature stories about people, places, and tournaments in our state. And listen to Talking Golf on TPC Wisconsin to hear me spar with Dennis Tiziani. Wisconsin.Golf and Talking Golf. On the internet and on your radio dial, the voices of golf in Wisconsin.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment, you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Pretty good.
So we continue from TPC Wisconsin. Mike Heller along with Paul Braun and Dennis Tiziani. Bobbi Stricker will join us in a bit, but right now we get on the phone with Gary D'Amato, the president of National Golf Writers Association of America, and also the leader of Wisconsin.Golf. And Gary D'Amato, welcome into the show. That was a big weekend, a very interesting weekend. Golf never fails to deliver on the biggest stage. Brian Harman, who has won twice prior to this weekend in his golf professional career on PGA Tour, wins the Open Championship, and we were talking about it earlier.
He was a left-hander.
We've heard that, Paul.
Yeah.
Still is, by the way. Left-hander, and he's 5'7", 150, and I think it's one of the great things about this game is that it does not discriminate on size and weight or any of that. It is what can you do with a club in your hand, and what he did this weekend was special.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, some people might think that the British Open or the Open Championship, as we should probably say, was a little bit didn't quite deliver the drama because it was a runaway, 6-shot victory for Brian Harman. But I don't mind that at all. I mean, I love watching a guy who's on top of his game and the way he dissected that course. And when it just seemed like he might be teetering a little bit, he'd go on a little birdie run and get right back on top. And he first came on my radar in 2017 when he led the U.S. Open at Erin Hills, and I thought he played great that week, and only a 2-time winner, but boy oh boy, the third one is a charm, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty spectacular in what he did. Now I want to shift into the senior British, and Mario Tiziani is playing over there this week. Steve is not. We knew that going in. He hasn't played over there in that
He's
event.
fishing again, isn't he, Bobby? He's still fishing?
He is definitely fishing.
He's fishing. But, Gary, what Mario's doing is extraordinary. It's different that he's getting in and playing in more Champions Tour events, and then this event for somebody who's got a lot of irons in the fire, and pretty cool that he's over there playing in the senior British.
It really is. It's a great story. Mario put his clubs down basically for a few years and didn't compete really anywhere for a number of years. And to do what he's done the last couple of years, getting back in it and jumping back in and doing what he's done on the Champions Tour, and I think it's pretty special. And I talked to him at the AmFam about, how do you handle all this, being Steve's agent and being a part of that business on that side and then playing golf. And he said it's too much. I've got to do one or the other. So I don't know if he's made that decision yet, but I hope it's toward the golf side because he's playing great golf. And can you tell me how he was exempt? Rob Hernandez and I were trying to figure that out. How did he get in the field? Do you know?
Yeah, his last name ends in a vowel.
Well, I could play.
Come on. How the hell do you think he got in there? He got it by merit. I think he's like 56 on the all-time on that money list. He's got it, so they went down the list, and you got to keep in. A lot of these senior players are not going to go over there to play.
Yeah.
So that's 56, probably
so it
moved up to 30-some.
Sure.
He's good, but he's we made a statement about one other guy's history is in his future. Well, this guy's history is in his future too. As soon as he's got to disconnect some of the power sources that make him walk around all the time.
Sure. Well, and Dennis, I want to ask you about what Gary was talking about when he visited with them at the AmFam. You can't be singularly focused. You talk about family and faith and other things, but Mario's got a lot on his plate. Can he play at the level he wants to with all of those things on his plate? Can he trim off some of it to even be a better player than where he is today?
Yes, he can do what he's doing now, and of course, he's not as active as he was before out there getting players, too. He has a good group of players he's maintaining, and his main attractor there is Steve, and, that's not the way it was either, but, he's financially secure, which is a big item, and he's looking forward to playing. He's going to have a good 6 to 10 years of playing. And how good is that? His daughters now are done. There's only one left in school. And so It's pretty good, but when he stays over at our house, I'm up early. He's already up.
He's
on
up
that. He's up on that computer. He's going and everything. Already got.
I like these guests that come back in and give gifts.
These are the ones. These are the ones that don't go very far.
Yours, mine are going to go.
Thank you.
At this table, who do you think the 12 will be gone quicker than?
Are you playing?
Bobby's on my right.
Are you playing Tuesday? Grandpa gives it away. Grandpa, they take it out of my house.
Gary, I know you covered when we were visiting last week. You were covering the state am, and what was your make? And let me dovetail off of that. With Erin Hills and a future women's major going on there, how do you think they'll stack up that golf course? That'll be the next major in Wisconsin.
Yeah, this golf course is a great test. They don't have to do much to it to get ready for a tournament. And the best players in the state, amateur players, tackle that thing, and the winning score is 6 under. Jack Schultz. Second place, Cameron Huss, a really, really good player, University of Wisconsin, 3 under. Nobody else under par. And fourth place was 6 over. So that tells you what kind of challenge it was. The wind really blew on the final round last Thursday. But as far as the Women's Open in 2 years, simple. Just move the tees up 300 yards, and you've got a great venue for the Women's Open. I don't think they have to really do much else to the golf course.
Because that was one of the questions, and you cannot affect what weather is going to do, but when they had the Open there, the U.S. Open there, the wind didn't blow, and scores, and Brooks Koepka took advantage. Scores were low because there was no wind that week.
Yeah, well, first of all, it was par 72, and it will be par 71 if the U.S. Open ever comes back. They'll turn the first hole, a par 5, into a long par 4. So, he was 16 under, turned it into a par 71 course, and he's 12 under, which doesn't sound as bad, right? And then you throw in the fact, Mike, as you said, the wind didn't blow a little bit maybe in the final round, but otherwise it was still, but you almost never see out there 3 or 4 days in a row. And then they had a bigger rain event early in the week that softened the course up. You put all that together, and guys are going to shoot 12, 14, 16 under. It's going to happen.
Gary, in terms of major events in the state of Wisconsin the rest of the summer, what's the highlight? Or is most of the big tournaments have already been played, haven't they?
Most of them, but there's one big highlight left, PB, and it's the state open up at Century World, and I'm really anxious to see how that will set up for the best players in the state. Just weeks after the best senior players in the world were there. So yeah, Bernhard Langer winning there, and Steve finishing second, and Jerry in the mix. But I can't wait to see how they set up that course for the best players in the state.
And you got any questions for Bobbi? She's sitting here with a headset on.
Hi, Gary.
Hey, Bobbi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, my question is, I'm going to try to make it over to French Lick. Are you in the field there?
Yay.
Is that next week?
Yep.
Or 2 weeks?
Nope, next week. I'm there. Yes.
Have you ever played that place?
No, but I've heard a lot about it. That it's supposed to be really good. Have you played it?
It is. Yeah, I have. It is absolutely phenomenal.
Yay.
I don't know if you play the Dye course or the Donald Ross course.
I'm pretty sure it's the Pete Dye.
It's extremely difficult, so hang in there, and hopefully you get to stay at one of the 2 hotels because they're fantastic hotels.
Okay,
there, so
good.
have fun there.
I am. So now you got me all excited.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's going to be great. You're going to love it.
Okay, good.
Hey, Gary, anything you want to plug on Wisconsin.Golf before we kick you out the door?
Well, Rob and I are covering a bunch of tournaments this week. I got U.S. Amateur qualifying tomorrow up at Hidden Glen. Great field. Kirsten Hunt's coming back for that, and got some really good players in that field. And I'm covering the Wisconsin Junior Masters on Thursday, and Rob's doing a bunch of junior golf and women's golf this week. So stay tuned. Go to our website, and you'll see all the results there.
And I guess TPC Wisconsin opens a week from tomorrow, so maybe we'll see you over here.
Yeah, I can't wait to get over and see it.
Very good.
Dennis, I want a tea time. Remember that.
Yeah, well, you better get a pass to come down Sherman Avenue first.
Yeah. There's a little construction going on in this area.
No.
That's not what he's talking about.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Don't pursue it any further. That's what I was talking about earlier.
There's only, Gary, 177 players scheduled on the first day, a week from tomorrow?
Yeah, so far.
That's full. It'll be a
Bobbi,
good
you're going to play,
full day.
right? You guys are going
I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, so you're going to be in
I'm
French
so
Lick,
bummed.
Indiana.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
I know my family has the first tee time, though. My mother will be out here for sure.
Yes, she will.
Yeah.
Steve will be here, yeah.
Get Grandpa to play, huh?
I know.
Yeah, right.
He'd have to
He should
play
hit
the
the first
forward
ball.
tees, though, wouldn't he?
Hey, Gary, thank you. We always appreciate visiting with you. We'll look forward to visiting next week.
We'll be back on Talking Golf.
It was fun to be on.
Yeah, after this time out, we're at TPC, Wisconsin.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
TPC Wisconsin houses a world-class golf instruction, coaching, and club fitting experience. Golfers have year-round access to our award-winning coaches and club fitters, state-of-the-art technologies, and PGA Tour quality facilities. If you'd like to learn more about junior and women's golf, private instruction, group coaching, or business clinics, please contact Travis Becker at tbecker@tpcwisconsin.com. Learn from the best. Get better only at TPC Wisconsin.
When you're looking for an amazing golf experience, look no further than Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells. This stunning championship course offers unforgettable views from elevated tee boxes with greens that roll fast and true. Cut from the natural beauty of the Dells, Wild Rock is truly a sight to behold. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is a unique gem that offers challenges for all skill levels. Enjoy the Wild Rock experience. Do yourself a favor by booking your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
When it comes to golf, being the best takes years of hard work, focus, and love of the game. It's no different for Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 20 years, transferring our neighbors' homes with new roofs, siding, and windows has been par for the course, and we've mastered our craft. For a free estimate, go to ridgetopexteriors.com. Affordable roofing, siding, and windows, plus award-winning customer service. Get your estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com and let them know Ridgetop Larry sent you.
Do you ever think about how many ways we use the word house? In sports, protect this house. In music, burning down the house. At a restaurant, it's on the house. At Cleary, we use it a little differently. A shouse is a house with a storage shed connected. It's the best combo of living space and storage, and we build them every day at Cleary. Speaking of house, get the best prices of the season during the Cleary Open House Sale, August 3rd through the 5th. Visit clearybuilding.com today.
This is Gary D'Amato, senior writer for Killarney Golf Media and Wisconsin.Golf. Visit Wisconsin.Golf for the latest in golf news and feature stories about people, places, and tournaments in our state. And listen to Talking Golf on TPC Wisconsin to hear me spar with Dennis Tiziani. Wisconsin.Golf and Talking Golf on the internet and on your radio dial, the voices of golf in Wisconsin.
And we're back on Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin, along with Dennis Tiziani, Mike Heller. I'm Paul Braun, and joining us in our little studio
what a
here.
special
This is
treat
kind
this
of
is.
nice. Welcome, Bobbi. Nice
Thank
to have
you.
you.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't know the history, myself included, of the Epson Tour, which is you're involved on the Epson Tour and playing in events and that kind of thing. I guess the easiest way to describe it is the Epson Tour is kind of the road to the LPGA Tour, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yep.
And talk a little bit about the tour and what you've found so far in the Epson Tour as to the competition, the level of play, the way it's run, the whole thing.
Yeah, it is. I think that's their slogan. That it is Road to the LPGA. It is full season, 20 to 24 tournaments. Start in February. We're done, I don't know, end of September. And it's really just, for people familiar with the Korn Ferry Tour, it's very, very similar. We have a money list. And at the end of the season, those top 125 get their Epson Tour card for next year. They get to play that full season again next year. And I think they give out 10 cards from that money list, 5 to 10 cards. And those top 125 also get into the last stage of Q School to try to get their LPGA Tour card. So it's cool. The competition is amazing. You have girls that are coming back from the LPGA Tour that have either lost status, or we get sometimes girls that are like playing legitimately out on the LPGA Tour, and they have an off week or don't want to go overseas or whatever. So yeah, the competition is really good. I just came back from a 2-week stretch. Didn't play very good, but yeah, it's been a ton of fun, and it's run awesome. The staff is great, and yeah, they're really trying to prepare you for that next level, and it really shows.
Bobbi, you come back, and I know you're working with Dennis, your grandpa, sitting to my left here earlier today. You come back, you used the words that it didn't play very good.
Yeah.
Then how does grandpa help? How does this play between, getting your game back where you want it to be and moving back in the right direction?
Yeah. Well, it started today again. Worked with him a little bit before I left, and probably on my end, not the best thing to start as late as I did before I left. I saw him literally hours before I was leaving, and left kind of with a lot of swing thoughts, and learned a lot though these past 2 weeks. They were really beneficial. I beat myself up quite a bit coming home on the plane ride home, and then when I got home, I was like, okay, I'm ready to get to work, and I know and learned kind of the things that I feel like I need to work on. A lot of it mental, but a little bit physical also. And yes, we started today, Grandpa and I again. It's the same things every time.
Yeah.
It almost every time, but new verbiage. And he wants to say something. I can tell.
No, well, she has her dad. Her dad is really
of course.
That's dad first, grandpa second. We talked about that a long time ago. So he's very much influential, but he presents to her a playing thing. Mine is more of a physics thing. So we get a few of those things in, and she gets off and gets it. But she has all the possibilities, in the world to do it. But she doesn't have to be in a hurry.
Yeah.
And what I like about it is this. A lot of the players that I taught, you're teaching them at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. At 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, she was playing tennis.
Yeah.
Right? That was a good thing. Because you get some of these girls, then by the time they get to be 25, they've had it. I can't do it no more. She's 25, and she's just starting out. So she's got a good 3 to 5 years to make this right. And the tour, is not end all. It's another platform to go ahead to get where she is going. A very strong religious background and wants to do a lot of things for a lot of people. She's got the right attitude. And she'll be able to lever these things as we go on to go ahead to get the bigger picture. We both have the same faith background and can talk about that a little bit. I mean, we talk about that a little bit. Can't talk about it here. But she's got a real strong possibility of really doing really good. And if it takes her the time, so what? Where's the hurry? And the nice part of it is she doesn't have to look for a sponsor to go to these things.
Yeah.
We've got the financial backing. We've got the backing of people, family backing. So, I mean, all the things for her are very positive, When she gets out there more, to be more, I don't know if the word is aggressive, but to be more confident of what she's doing.
That's the word, Grandpa.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Just
Confident?
A little bit, just a little bit more confident of what she's doing. She can do more things than most of the people that are playing. Yet they're out there grinding and making putts and doing it, and hers is going to... All I know is in order to build a big house, you have to build a big basement.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. We're building a big basement to build a big house, And that's what she's doing. She's learning about these things, and pretty soon she's going to be her own best teacher. Now you're cooking, see?
Yeah.
And already she's conversing. In the teaching process, when the teacher is, when the student is talking back to you, then you know they're learning.
Right.
But if they aren't saying anything, they aren't learning anything, better change your ways of doing something. Well, in her particular case, I can listen more, which is really good. And no different, the same with Steve. I mean, he does all the talking now. He knows everything, you know.
Yeah.
you know, until he gets out there and he says, oh, I hit on something.
Yes.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Classic.
Oh, but
Probably
we
heard about that a couple
we
of
talked
months
about
previous.
that 20 years ago, you know, stuff like that. But that's the deal, you know.
What have you learned about yourself? You mentioned confidence.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see the level of competition and
Yeah.
who you're playing against and that kind of thing, and with the limited amount of years you've been involved in the game,
Mhm.
what have you picked up, or what are you thinking about and concentrating on in terms of getting better?
You know, as of late, the confidence is a big word right now in what I'm just thinking about, because being out there and watching some of the golf, it's like Grandpa said, I'm not far off in that aspect. So it's looking maybe deeper at, like, I'm obviously not in these other girls' heads, and I don't know how they're thinking or how they go about their mental self-talk or what have you, but that is a very much a big thing. I think it's just believing in myself that I am meant to be out here. That's a huge thing. I kind of I don't sometimes, and that has definitely gotten a lot better, and I think over time that has it's really the time and the amount of tournaments I've played in, and each one it's like, okay, you just get a little bit more comfortable of I've proven to myself that I can be out here, and it's really just believing it, though.
It's a game of Dennis can speak to this better than I can, but I've paid attention to it for a long time. It's a game of handling failures.
Yeah.
Right? And it's hard when somebody says, well, you need to play more confidently or be more confident. Well, confidence comes from results many times.
Yep.
And we can go on the range and hit shots or on the putting green.
Yep.
So it is a constant fight, about trying to stay positive in a game that sometimes doesn't give you as much positive as other things in life do.
Yep, 1,000%. Yeah, my mom has said a few times, really these past 2 weeks, and has brought up my dad. And I missed the hard years of my dad's professional golf. So what I remember and what I was around for, he was very successful, and I missed, and he hid that part, or I just wasn't alive for it. The grind, and you know, she brings up, it really only takes 1 week. Like,
yeah,
he was missing all these cuts, playing awful, and then all of a sudden he won his first tournament. And you hear that all the time in this sport, but it is very true. And I think it's just kind of holding on to that of, like, yes, I know I'm meant to be doing what I'm doing, and just to kind of keep grinding it out. I don't want to be doing anything else. And yes, it only takes, honestly, one good swing and one good week to kind of turn the whole thing. So,
hey, it's been very nice having you on. All
Thank
the
you.
best to you.
Thank
all
you.
season long. Appreciate it, and it's great to have you stop over here
Thank
tonight.
you. Yeah, it's been fun.
We'll be back for some final thoughts on Talking Golf. We're at TPC, Wisconsin, back after the break.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Oak Park Place is a proud sponsor of the Golf Effect Radio Show. While golfers need peace of mind to succeed on the course, Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing the right balance of care centered around an active lifestyle. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment, you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
It's time to lock in your tee time at University Ridge Golf Course. Now taking reservations up to 90 days in advance for the 2023 golf season. Book at universityridge.com. Proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship, University Ridge is a course for everyone with tees ranging from 5,000 to 7,200 yards. Even if you don't have time to play, stop out and play on the free putting course or pay $20 to hit practice balls for an hour on our grass tee practice range. Play where the Badgers and the pros play in 2023.
Do you ever think about how many ways we use the word house? In sports, protect this house. In music, burning down the house. At a restaurant, it's on the house. At Cleary, we use it a little differently. A shouse is a house with a storage shed connected. It's the best combo of living space and storage, and we build them every day at Cleary. Speaking of house, get the best prices of the season during the Cleary Open House Sale, August 3rd through the 5th. Visit clearybuilding.com today.
A new year, and maybe it's time for new equipment. If yes, Nevada Bob's is the place to go. Jeff and Max are the fittest fitters around, and they can set you up from driver to putter and everything in between. And anything else golf-related, wheel and deal with Joel.
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
And we're back on Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin, along with Dennis Tiziani, Mike Heller. I'm Paul Braun, and we had recorded an interview with the head pro, Matt Kennedy, talking about his responsibility of the head pro and talking about the opening of the golf course on Tuesday of a week from tomorrow and that kind of thing. And we simply ran out of time. Matt, it wasn't that we didn't like what you did.
No.
It's just simply we're going to save that interview and we'll play it.
Dennis, this is a sprint to the finish here, and an exciting time because 8 days from now, the first rounds will be played here at TPC officially, and Steve and Nikki will be the first ones out a week from tomorrow morning, and this is fun.
Yeah, that's what it's all about right now. It took a couple of years to get to here. You know, we got about $2,500 tied up in the deal. You know, so.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
But it's really nice. It's perfect out there. I was out there again today. It's playable. It's very close to tournament ready now. You got some places that as a result of the temperature, we had to replace some of the sod. Not big pieces, but it's really good. They'll really enjoy it. And if they play it from the right tee, from the correct tee, it'll be a lot of fun.
And you guys sincerely talk about that all the time, and that is critical for everybody that's going to be a member. Is
And the
you
tees,
better pick the tee that
the
fits
tees
your
are
game.
Roman numeraled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
So the back tee is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the way the scorecard is set up too. So you pick the right tee, and I think if the average person plays this around between 6,000 and 6,200, you really got to have a lot of fun. You get done in less than 5 hours. And the fun of it is from 130 yards in, because the pins are, the greens are undulating. It's different. They aren't big flat greens anymore.
It's not
they're
Cherokee
65.
flat anymore.
No, they're not They're 6,500, not 8,000.
You got 40 seconds to give me a quick lesson on hitting out of this new sand. What's the key to getting out of the trap? Seriously, come on.
That's why they call it a trap. Don't go in there.
That's your answer.
You got to make sure that the bottom of the club hits the sand. The bottom of the club, not the leading edge. That's the thump that everybody likes to hear. It's that particular thing in the back. It's aggregate with some sand to it, but your feet in there are going to feel really good. It's different than what was here before, but it's the real deal. It's the tour stuff. But the business there is you got to make sure that the bottom of the club hits the sand, because if the club goes in the sand, it's going to stick in there. Okay.
There we go. See? He did it.
He did it. That was
right?
44 seconds. It's
And
okay.
we got about 30 seconds left, so we're going to have to wrap it up. This was fun tonight,
that's cool.
especially having everybody live.
It's good to have Ted Robbins out here and have Bobby here in person is a great thing. And next week we'll have a lot of fun on Monday night next week because we think we're going to take the show outside on the night before the course opens.
And you might hear about that. We may do it live from outside next week. And for Dave McCann, our engineer, Dennis Tiziani, Mike Heller, I'm Paul Braun. And that's it for tonight. We'll be back again a week from now on Talking Golf at TPC, Wisconsin.
Cool.
News Talk 1310 WIBA Madison. Available anywhere you go.